In this video, we are going to discuss about these 8 things. Creating an Ubuntu 18.4 LTS virtual machine. So let's go. Let's start creating the virtual machine. First, we are going to the portal.azure.com. Here in this, we are going to create one resource and we are going to select the virtual machine. So I'm going to select this Ubuntu server 18.0 LTS. So the interface will look like this. So first we need to create one resource group. Already I have 2 resource groups, so I'm going with the existing resource group. And then you need to give the virtual machine name. Next you need to select the data center, means targeted audience, which area you want to target with your virtual machine or with your website. You need to select related data center. I'm going with the East US. And so select the disk size. So I'm going with this disk. This is basic. This is more than enough for me. So then after you need to give the password, or 2 things you can give. I'm going with the password. Now you need to allow some ports for accessing with SSH and RDB files. Next thing you need to set the disks. So this is for premium SSD. So you don't consider premium SSD because it will cost you more. So don't consider it. So I'm going with standard SSD. Then next, networking. You need to create one network security group and make this one as a static IP. Why static IP? If you given dynamic IP, means when you are going to restart or when you are going to stop your virtual machine, the IP will be, you are going to lose your IP. So I'm going with the static IP. So to save my IP, so next you're going to management. Here you need to create your storage account. Next, advanced. Nothing is there. This is if you want to select your environment, you can create. Next, review and create. As this virtual machine will cost you like 0.6 rupee per hour. So everything is fine. If you have any errors, means it will show here. So everything is good. We'll go in now to create. So deployment is going to happen. So meanwhile we are going to take one domain. So I'm using phenom.com for getting the domain. So I'm selecting php.ga. Check out. So make it to 12 months free. Continue. So give your address. So I have read the terms and conditions. Complete order. Yeah. So we created our domain also now. So we'll go to our domain, my domains. Manage domain. So we are going to connect this domain with this virtual machine using name servers only. Using custom name servers. So for that we need to create one DNS zone. So let it deploy. Meanwhile we'll go and create one DNS zone. Create. This is how it will look like. So select one resource group, give your website name, so next, create. So our virtual machine is created now. In this virtual machine, we'll open one inbound port for database access, especially for MySQL. So I'm going to open it. So database port is like 3306, and I'm giving the priority as 100. As low as the priority, it will have more strength. DB port, okay, add. So let it deploy. And it's created. So yeah, now we'll go to DNS zone. These are the name servers that we had. So we are going to add one record, that is a record, with our IP address that we had in this in our virtual machine. So this is our virtual machine. So we have this static IP now. We are going to copy this static IP and we are going to add this one in our DNS record set. That one as so you can use this one as your for connecting with your any other domains that you are purchasing with the GoDaddy or else whatever you want. You can even create your CNAME also from here. So that I'm not going to show now. So now I'm going with name servers only. So copy all the name servers and paste in this name server section. Don't give end a dot. If you give that, means it won't work. Yeah, change name servers. So now we are connected with this one. So now let's go and see whether we are getting anything with our virtual machine or not. So as of now we won't get anything because we didn't have anything in that virtual machine. So we'll just check it out. Now it is showing empty, right? Nothing is found. So now we are going to uh, use these credentials for creating installing Apache PHP. For that purpose we are going to use Bitwise for logging purpose. Use the credentials. So this is your host name with port and your username and password. This username and password is when you're going to create the virtual machine, you're given two things, username and password. So those username and password, click login, accept and save. So now we are logged in as Venkat 690 as a user and this one. First we are going to update our sudo. So first we are going to install our Apache. For that we need to update our sudo apt update. Use the command. First you need to go to inside the sudo, update. It is updating. You will go and copy the next command, install Apache2. Yes. So go with this process only. This will help you to create easily. So it is taking, it will create as per your internet speed. Now it is little bit slow here, so it's taking some time. Completing. Yeah, it's done. So now Apache is done. So again we are going to update it. It will update. Yeah, it's updated. So now our Apache is created. If we go with this IP address now, I will show this Apache. So it is showing, right? And if you can check one more time, you can check from here. So we have installed our Apache. Like this it will come. So we are going to try with our domain. Now our domain is pointed with our VM. So next step is we are going to install PHP. So for that reason I'm going to use these things. So just get this repository first. So it will take a little bit time depending on your internet. So now done. Again we are going to update our apt file to the apt. It's also done. Now we are going to create our PHP, install our PHP. 7.3 updating. So can even use whatever the which version you want, you can use that. Yeah. So PHP is created. If you want to check, you can check with this. So our version is 7.3.8. So we need to install some dependencies, some extensions with our PHP 7.3, because it won't give everything with a 7.3. This is it will take some time. Here FPM won't work, so we need to use that. They will suggest what you need to work with that. So see this one, notice errors. We're going to just use this command so that it isn't going to be enabled. Okay, just restart your Apache. Everything is good. So now PHP is perfectly installed. To check all the extensions, you just use this command. These are the extensions that is installed in our PHP. So next we are going to install our MySQL. So just use this command for installing your MySQL server, for downloading this, for downloading. So our MySQL server is also installed. So to check my is downloaded, not installed, we need to install with a secure connection, giving the root passwords, everything we need to give now. For that reason, we're going to use this command for giving password and all. Your MySQL is now it's installed. So your version is 5.7.3. For giving your password, root password, you need to use this secure connection. Yes. Strong. I'm going with the medium password. So we given the strong our password. Do you wish to continue with the password provided? Yes. Go. Remove anonymous users. I'm not going to do all this stuff. I'm going to give no. So disallow root login remotely. No, I don't know. I want to log in with the root remotely. Remove test database. Not required. Reload privilege tables. No. Yes. Go. So everything is done. Now you can log in into your MySQL. Now if you want to check all the databases that is there in the MySQL, you can check it out here. So these are the 4 databases that is defaultly it will create for you. So now we have created Apache, MySQL, everything we created now. So now we are going to click Composer. Exit. So I'm going with the outer side. So again I'm opening the terminal. It's starting and I'm going with the starting. Before installing Composer, you need to check whether your PHP is installed or not. So for that reason we are going to check PHP hyphen version. So we have already installed our PHP. So we are good to install our composer. So for that I am going to composer dot get composer dot org. We need to go to this official website, go to download, use command line. First use this command, next use the second command. So installer verified. So next we need to go here. So this is output. Next we need to use this command. So we have created our composer. So our composer version is 1.9.0. This is the latest version of composer. So why we are installing this composer? For to create a Laravel dependency project dependencies, we need composer. For that reason I installed this composer. So now we are going to configure our Apache server to enable our site. For example, if you are going to deploy your project, you need to give the particular path to that project. For that reason we need to configure our Apache. So next we need to go to this path where Apache is installed. Apache. So I'll show you the file structure also. Right. Site available. So these are the default site. So you saw this Apache, right? With our so this one is with the default 00. So this is the config file for that particular project. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file for our new project, because we should not edit the basic thing. So these files we just did that, and we are going to add our own file. Dot conf is the extension for that. So if you click that, it will open like this. Next thing you need to do is just copy that 000, whatever the config is there, just copy that, paste, and we need to change it. I already had downloaded those stuff. I'm just going with that. So this is the file that you need to paste here. That is not the thing. So we paste it. So now we need to change our server name. Our server name is not this one, right? So we need to give our domain name here. PHP hero.ga. This is our domain name. I'm not going to change anything because I'm going to clone this repository only. So I'm just keeping that. Here you need to give your project folder. Here you need to give your project root directory. So I'll show you where it is. So after that you need to give this one also. This is the extra code that I have written. Just use this also. to make your website run properly with all HT access should be run. For that reason we added this thing. So we need to enable that nano with our PHP config file. For that we need to use this command Apache2 enable site php dot guard php dot conf file conf. So we need to restart our server. So we restarted. So still you won't get anything with this because we didn't have any folders still there. So we need to give our path for that. So for that reason I'm going to use our GitHub repository. So I'm going to use this repository for this project. So we need to go to root folder. So now we need to clone the repository. For that you need to use this command git clone and paste the GitHub repository URL. It will clone and it will create your project over there. In this root directory it will create your project. So if you give an ls means now you will get your project. This is our project. So we need to give read and write permission for every file in that folder. Then only we can work on it. For that you need to use chmod to give permission, read and write permission. You need to use chmod -r 777 code to give all the permissions for that file. We are going to use this one /star. Next thing we need to change is this is perfect. We need to check all the permissions here. So first we need to enter into the data into our project folder. Then we need to check our permissions. So ls al. So we have all these files out there. So we need to check all the permissions that we given. So we given all the permissions, but for some files it won't give any because these files are very confidential. So you should be very careful when you are giving the read and write permissions for that with the different users. So I'll give now for the demo session. So now I'm going to give chmod or 777.env file. This is for environment file for Laravel. So we given that one. So now if again you use this one means see now it is used for everything you can enable it. So now I'm going to now we created our project. So next we need to give chmod for our public folder. MOD for public slash. Everything in that file. We need to go to that file to check if we given permission to everything or not. So ls lesson. So here it is not showing HT access. So go with the lsal. Now we will get HT access file. So we will given everything in that file. So let's go and check whether our website is working or not. So this is how we are going to create our project. So So to connect this one with the database, you need to create a database. For that, you need to go to MySQL. For you this is as a root user, directly you can log in. Else, if you are not in root user, at that time you need to give the username and password for that. How you using? I'll come with the normal user so that you can check it out how to log in as a root user, non-root user. So this is the non-root user. So for that, you can't go like this. So access design. So for that, you need to give your password. So the password that we created when we are creating our MySQL, that password you need to mention here. Oh, something is wrong. Okay, I'll show you how to reset that things in the next video. So as of now, I'm not going to change all this stuff. I'm going to use normally. Oh, shit. So MySQL. So we are going to create database. Show databases. Now we are going to create one database. Create database. Log. So we created our database. So for that, if you want to give your permissions for this database, you can give directly by using the commands. I'll show you the commands. So I'll show you the commands here. From the commands you need to use for creating your users and all. So this is for creating a user. I'm going to created a database as show database. We created database as blog. So we need to give permissions blog for localhost. This is okay. Password. So you need to give strong password, not that one. We are going to check generate a strong password. Strong password generator. So generate your password. Just use this as your password. So this is your password for your user. Here you need to give your database blog, and this is your user blog underscore user. This permission is for root user from directly connecting people, and this is for remote connecting people. So if you want to use MySQL Workbench, at that time you need to use for that person also. We are giving the remote permission. For local server, we are giving this one. So we need to give the privileges, means all the permissions for the users, right? Like that we are giving. These are the two commands for local user and root remote permissions. Okay, I'm going to use these things by blog user. Create a user blog user. Created. No user is as remote user. We created that also. We are granting permission to local user. So we granted permissions to local user. We need to grant permissions to remote user also. So everything is set. So I'm going to exit out. So we need to check whether everything is set or not. So MySQL -u blog user user blog user -p. Password is, this is the password. So we logged in, show databases. So these are the two databases. This information schema will be default. This is our database. So if you want to do any changes, you need to go there and you need to check changes. So if you want to use log, check the tables. We didn't create any tables now. For example, just will show tables. So now nothing is there, so that is showing, because it is showing empty set. So what we'll do is we'll migrate our, we're going to our use PHP artisan migrate. Whatever in our project we have already some tables created, right? We are going to use that. We are going to create those tables here directly. Slash log. So let's check our first we need to enable our artisan file. For that I'm going to use chmod -r 777 artisan.php. We need to enable this one. No such file directory. Unless VL. Okay. Artisan. So we provided all the read and write permission for this artisan file. So previously artisan file has everything is there, but again we are checking. So we'll check whether artisan file is working or not. Artisan. So it is working. So this means it is working. So we are going to migrate. So before migrating, we need to connect our project with the credentials that we created. So for that we need to go to our project folder, www.bloglog. So here this is our project files. This is our project folder. Blog is our project folder, and these are our project files. I'm going to configure our env file, and directly in the database also I'll configure. So here you need to give your app address, that is, so you can give directly this one. Next you can give your app name as PHP 0. Next you need to give a blog, database is blog, user is blog underscore user, and password is, copy, need to paste the password. Be connected with this. Once again we are going to connect these things in the config file also. Actually we are not going to use env file. We need to, that's where we are using those credentials in directly in the config file, because in the production we are not going to use those stuff. So password, log user, this one is log, is our database. So now everything is set. So it's uploaded. So if you want to configure your app file also, you can configure it. This is our app. So with your app name, everything, if you want to configure, you can configure here. You configure. So this one we are going to configure. So uploaded, everything is fine. So now we can migrate our data, our files. Migrate. So our tables are created. Now we are going to check SQL -u blog user underscore user underscore not underscore -c. So we need to get the password. This is our password. So we are logged in, show databases. So we are going to use blog database, use blog. So we are using that blog database. Now show tables. So these are the tables that we already created with our PHP artisan. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.